Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Compare Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So, yeah, I mean, it gets worse. Wizards is now, if they already weren't officially pure evil, they are officially pure evil. They are all about the greed, all about the money. And yeah, I mean, Magic was just the first step last year, the last couple of years, and now D&D, unfortunately, is the next victim of Wizards' corporate greed. And yeah, this is surprising how blatantly greedy Wizards is being about this. If you haven't heard kind of what's been going on, yeah, strap in, get ready for this, because my goodness, it's just ridiculous. Let's get into it. So there's an article that came out on Gizmodo the other day. Dungeons & Dragons' new license tightened its grip on its competition. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend reading it. Basically, there are going to be some major changes in the way that Wizards goes about things. An exclusive look at Wizards of the Coast's new Open Gaming License, OGL, shows efforts to curtail competitors and tighten control on creators of all sizes. That's right, Wizards is coming for, well, I mean, creators. The Wizards, again, let's just kind of see what their CEO had to say back. If you remember the fireside chat a while back ago, I actually listened to that riveting 45-minute conversation. And yeah, that's when we talked about kind of, the MTG 30th anniversary, the debacle that was that, the overprinting issue, and, how Wizards was saying to their shareholders, no, ignore, what people are saying. They're wrong. Ignore, Bank of America downgrading our stock and, us, or, our company, going down, 40% last year, our stock price, essentially. Don't worry about that. What you need to worry about is that, we are turning things around. Actually, we're not even turning things around. Things are going great. We're going to make them even better, because this is what Cynthia Williams had to say about the D&D brand. The D&D brand is under-monetized. We want to unlock the type of recurrent spending we see in video games. Oh my goodness. Yeah, microtransactions and all that jazz is just great, especially for, a game that's been around for, 40, 50 years or whatever D&D has been around for. And also, D&D is not a video game. Yeah, I'm not sure if you play D&D. I do. Currently a level 5 ranger. It's going great. My half-orc named Benji. Anyways, but yeah, Wizards really wants a piece of the pie when it comes to D&D. In fact, they want the entire pie. But basically, yeah, so Cynthia Williams is saying, hey, you know what? We just over-monetized Magic last couple of years, not over-monetized, but we, overprinted stuff. We are, just burning it into the ground, just trying to get, all these short-term profits. Let's do the same thing with D&D. I'm sure they're going to love that over there. So, yeah, nothing is sacred. Nothing is safe these days. When it comes to the Gizmodo article, again, they point out a lot of things about kind of the update to the OGL license. Essentially, again, that is the original gaming license. Now, the new Dungeons & Dragons Open Gaming License, a document which allows a vast group of independent publishers to use the basic game rules created by D&D owner Wizards of the Coast, significantly restricts the kind of content allowed and requires anyone making money under the license to report their products to Wizards of the Coast directly, according to analysis of a leaked draft of the document dated mid-December. So yeah, there was a leaked draft of this document. We'll talk about the timing here in a bit. But yeah, apparently this document got out, and there's also kind of basically some confirmation that it is an official document. Oh, goodness gracious. This is just an absolute mess. Despite reassurances from Wizards of the Coast last month, the original OGL will become an unauthorized agreement, and it appears no new content will be permitted to be created under the original license. So the original gaming license, the original OGL, basically was like, hey, you know what? Do what you need to do. D&D's for everyone. Create things. Awesome, great. And I believe they said that one's going to be perpetual. So I was just like, hey, yeah, forever. Yeah, just do whatever you want to do. And now it's like, no, that's illegal. And if you've been doing things, that's bad. And you know what? We're coming for, all the content creators out there. And we want a share of that pie. So what exactly is the Dungeons & Dragons Open Gaming License? Well, the original OGL is what many contemporary tabletop publishers use to create their products within the boundaries of D&D's reproducible content. Much of the original OGL is dedicated to the system resource management document and includes character species, classes, equipment, and most importantly, general gameplay structures, including combat spells and creatures. So the original one is basically like, mostly just other things. It's like, here is just how things work. Not, just, legalize, legalese is probably what I was going to go for right there. Not legalize, but, I'm throwing off a little bit. Anyways, the creation of OGL version 1 was originally published in 2000 has allowed a host of outside designers and publishers, both amateur and professional, to make products for a game that remains entirely owned by Hasbro subsidiary Wizards of the Coast. While this agreement sometimes created products that directly competed with WotC publications, it also allowed the game to flourish and grow thanks to resources created by the wider D&D community. Yeah, I mean, the D&D community was built up by not Wizards, but just like a community effort, essentially. I mean, Wizards at this point is basically saying like, no. All the hard work that people are doing over those years, let's ignore that. Let's just ignore anyone that wasn't working directly with WotC or that is directly, employed by WotC. They don't matter, okay? You know what? In fact, what they've been doing has been wrong. In 2022, when WotC announced plans to develop a revised edition of the Dungeons & Dragons rules, codenamed 1D&D, and we've heard about this, the company said it would update the OGL as well. The OGL has been tweaked multiple times since 2000. WotC has at times transitioned to other royalty-free licenses, but the original OGL 1.0 had essentially remained intact until the company said it would develop OGL version 1.1. And that is what the main debate is over right now. Again, that leaked document, OGL version 1.1, about, hey, here's what's going to be changing. And again, some massive changes instead of just like, create what you want to create. It's, well, you know what? We here at Wizards of the Coast made $1 billion last year, and that wasn't enough. We need more. We need more because greed. Anyways, what is in the new LGL 1.1 that has everyone just up in arms and scared? A lot, actually. While the original Open Gaming license, a relatively short document coming in under 900 words. So the first one was 900 words, or under it. The new draft is over 9,000 words long. So yeah, lots of legalese in there. And again, the original kind of OGL was just in, that basic resource document that had, all the other things that actually just pertain to, playing D&D. And this one's just like, no, just a bunch of legalese and how we're going to get your money and how we're going to, sue your pants off if you don't, follow these rules or sign this document. Anyways, one of the biggest changes to the document is that it updates the previously available OGL 1.0 to state that it is no longer an authorized license agreement. So the original agreement that they had, essentially, again, where they said, everything's just open. Do what you want to do. Make this game your own. Build it your own. Build this community. Is now just like, no. Ignore that. That thing, we said perpetual in there somewhere. We said it's going to keep going on. No, that was wrong. We are, just destroying our own agreement previously. That's no longer valid. It's no longer, it's void now. By ending the original OGL, many licensed publishers will have to completely overhaul their products and distribution in order to comply with the updated rules. Oh, I'm sure that's just absolutely a lovely process that Wizards really cares about and really just cares about those publishers and them, having to change everything just for this. Large publishers who focus almost exclusively on products based on the original OGL, including Paizo, Kobold Press, and Green Ronin, you might have heard of some of those, will be under pressure to update their business models incredibly fast. We'll talk about the timing here in a bit, but yeah, again, this was a leaked document, so people at least got a little bit of a heads up on this stuff, and then also the amount of time that people have to agree to this is egregious. Wizards, you're just a ridiculous, you are like a cartoon version of an evil company at this point, and it's just very, very pathetic to see you kind of do these things. So what's going to happen to the original OGL? Well, the original OGL, like I mentioned, again, granted perpetual worldwide non-exclusive license. So yeah, again, hey, it's open. Do what you want to do with it, essentially. To the open game content, commonly called the system resource document. Directed licensees may use any authorized version of this license to copy, modify, and distribute any open game content originally distributed under any version of this license. But the updated OGL says that this agreement is an update to the previously available OGL 1.0a, which is no longer an authorized license agreement. So, hey, you know how we said it was going to be perpetual? And, you could just, keep doing that and you can agree to that. No. Now we're getting a giant team of lawyers onto this to say, no. Previous Wizards didn't mean that. They did not intend that. It must be stricken down in the court so we can make more money. Anyways, again, just cartoon villainy right here. It's just ridiculous. The new document clarifies further in the warranties section that this agreement governs your use of the licensed content, and unless otherwise stated on this agreement, any prior agreements between us and you are no longer in force. So you know how we had that agreement years ago and we kind of just, shook hands on it? I'm backing out on the deal. No longer a good deal for me. We want more money. We made $1 billion last year. We want more this year. no longer a good deal for me. So let's just go back on that, agreement that we made. And yeah, things have changed, unfortunately. According to attorneys consulted for this article, the new language may indicate that Wizards of the Coast is rendering any future use of the original ODL void, and asserting that if anyone wants to continue to use open game content of any kind, they will need to abide by the terms of the updated OGL, which is a far more restrictive agreement than the original. So again, even if you agree to the original one, you can't use that anymore because we're going to strike it down. And now here's a much more, again, restrictive agreement that you have to sign. And if you don't sign it, we're going to sue the pants off of you. Wizards of the Coast declined to clarify if this is in fact the case. Of course they did. Wizards wouldn't want to actually answer questions. Wizards doesn't want people to actually know what's going to be going on until it's too late. Thanks, Wizards. Who will be affected by the new OGL 1.1? If the original license is in fact no longer viable, every single licensed publisher will be affected by the license agreement, because every commercial creator will be asked to report their products new and old to Wizards of the Coast. You have to report your old products to Wizards of the Coast too. Hey, so we had this agreement that you can, make content on this stuff. You can publish things on D&D. But now, you know what? That wasn't a good deal for us. We regret what we did 20 years ago. So let's just, take out that deal. And then also, we need to go back and see what you did during that time, when we had that agreement. And you've got to report your profits to us for that. What in the world, Wizards? Additionally, while the original OGL did not specifically outline what kind of content third-party creators would make available and profit from, the updated OGL is very specific. No, really. The updated license only allows for creation of role-playing games and supplements in printed media in static electronic file formats. It does not allow for anything else, including, but not limited to, things like videos, virtual tabletops, or VTT campaigns, computer games, novels, apps, graphic novels, music, songs, dances, and pantomimes. Pantomimes, really? Okay. Anyways, the leaked OGL 1.1 draft indicates that WotC may not give licensees a lot of time to adjust and agree to this new policy. The document reads, if you want to publish SRD-based content on or after January 13, 2023, which at the time of my recording, let me double check on my watch app, today's the 12th, that's tomorrow, your only option is to agree to the OGL commercial. IO9's source indicated that the final version of the document was originally intended for release on January 4th, which, again, it was not, because, again, it was leaked, and then they got a bunch of bad press on this, so we'll see what in the world happens. But, yeah, again, they're planning on releasing this on the 4th and saying you have, 9 days to sign this? It would have given companies, creators, 7 business days. Yeah, 7 business days to agree and comply. Absolutely ridiculous. Again, just maniacal, cartoon villainy. Wizards, what in the world? Just again, my expectations for you are just the floor now, and you're down in the core of the earth at this point on just what you are doing. This is absolutely ridiculous. Just, again, you're not even trying to hide. You're not even trying to be sneaky about stuff. You're just literally nope, we're evil. We're just evil. Yep, that's just how it is now. Well, good thing they were just up front with it, essentially. I mean, at least you could just respond to certain questions. Be like, yeah. 7 days. That's enough. Yeah, people should be able to decide. Now let's talk about Kickstarters, which is a big thing in the D&D community, as it is in many communities. Kickstarter is the D&D's preferred crowdfunding platform. Online crowdfunding is a new phenomenon since the original OGL was created, and the new license attempts to address how and where these fundraising campaigns can take place. The OGL 1.1 states that if creators are members of the expert tier, if your licensed work is crowdfunded or sold via any platform other than Kickstarter, you'll pay a 25% royalty on qualifying revenue. Wizards wants a giant chunk of the pie. Wizards wants a fourth of the pie. And if your licensed work is crowdfunded on Kickstarter, our preferred crowdfunding platform, you will only pay a 20% royalty on qualifying revenue. Oh, okay, so yeah, only 20%, just 1/5. And Kickstarter already takes a chunk, right? Kickstarter takes 11% in total or something like that. So yeah, that's, total 31%. But yeah, there's no actual reason why Wizards is specifically, saying Kickstarter. Kickstarter is probably the biggest one, obviously, when it comes to crowdfunding. But also, it's okay, so they're not specifying any other ones, so you probably can't go on those other ones, or they're going to get a bigger chunk regardless. Or, this is also kind of just the smoking gun, essentially, with this document, where, Kickstarter's representation actually said, we basically negotiated that. So, okay, Wizards, that 20% is legit. The rest of this is basically legit, right, too? And when you can release the actual 1.1. Are you updating things in the background right now because this giant backlash that you are getting right now from every single piece of this community? Probably. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. So, further on the article, the power is back at Wizards of the Coast. Well, they definitely want it that way because Wizards is a greedy company that just wants everything for themselves. While there is plenty more to parse, the main takeaway from leaked OGL 1.1 draft document is that WotC is keeping power close to hand. There is no mention of perpetual worldwide rights given to creators, which was present in Section 4 of the original OGL. One of the caveats is that this company can modify or terminate this agreement for any reason whatsoever, provided we give 30 days notice. So again, hey, we didn't like that first draft that we did years and years ago. That was bad. That was a bad deal for us. We're going to go back on that handshake agreement, essentially, right? That one's done. Now we're going to do a new one. And you have to sign it in 7 business days. And also, if you don't sign it, you're in big trouble. We're going to sue the pants off of you. If you do sign it, at some point, we might change our mind. We might just be like, nope, don't like that deal anymore. We're going to change it again. We're going to eliminate this. We're going to terminate the contract. We need the 30 days heads up. That's plenty of time. Even though many Kickstarter campaigns last longer than 30 days even. So yeah, what in the world, Wizards? Just comically evil. This is just ridiculous. WotC also gets the right to use any content that licensees create, whether commercial or non-commercial. This might be just the worst part of the entire thing. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Although this is couched in language to protect Wizards products from infringing on creators' copyright, the document states that for any content created under the updated OGL, regardless of whether or not it is owned by the creator, Wizards will have a non-exclusive, perpetual, irrevocable, worldwide, sub-licensable, royalty-free license to use that content for any purpose. Basically, okay, you make something that's within D&D, essentially. Previously, that was all yours. Now, sure, it's kind of yours-ish, but we're taking a giant chunk of that profit. And then also, we also own that content, which means, hey, you made like this D&D book thing. Awesome. We made it. That's ours now. We also made this. And I'm just going to basically reprint it and sell it on the, Wizards just going to sell directly now. They could. They really could with this kind of stuff. Or, hey, you made a YouTube video on D&D. Okay, that's ours now. We're just going to, they probably could just download it, right? And then re-upload it as their own. Probably, right? I mean, with the way that this is worded. And again, there's those words, non-exclusive, perpetual, irrevocable, worldwide. Weren't those in the original OGL for the other way? Basically, hey, things are open and free. And now it's like, no, they are ours. And to end things, Wizards of the Coast is clearly expecting these OGL changes to be met with some resistance. The document does note that if the company oversteps, they are aware that they will receive community pushback and bad PR. And we're more than open to being convinced that we made a wrong decision. Okay, so this is very strange. I mean, like, okay, the document's basically like, okay, like, here's all the changes we want, and we're definitely gonna do them. But like, if people are like really mad, we don't know why they'd be mad about this, but if they're like really mad, we could be convinced that we were wrong. I mean, basically, if anyone just read through these things, you just pull someone off on the stream, be like, hey, do these things sound fair? They're like, no, they don't sound fair. People should be upset about that. Yeah, that sounds fine. Yeah, okay. So you went through this entire thing. You made this giant document, and you're like, okay, here's all the things that we want because we need more money, because we are wizards and we need money. $1 billion last year wasn't enough. We need, again, D&D's under monetized. It needs to be like a video game. Yeah, Cynthia Williams, video games. Yeah, and if people get mad, we might back down from it. So, yeah, time to get your voice heard, everyone. So, yeah, I got a little off at the end right there, regardless. So, make sure you tweet with the hashtag OpenDND. Yeah, make sure you are doing that. There are a lot of community members out there pushing back on this. But also make sure that you call them, because that does make an impact. I mean, this is posted on a subreddit, but yeah, basically, and a big thank you to the person who posted this. Call them. Emails are often ignored. Phone calls aren't. I recommend calling their office's official number and leaving a polite and simple message like, and you can, I'll just post this on the screen. You can literally read this verbatim, word for word. I am a paying customer and have played D&D for X number of years now, and I would like to say I am very unhappy about the news of your company's plan to destroy the original OGL. If you go through with it, with that, I plan to stop buying or recommending your products. Thank you. Don't be toxic or offensive. Yeah, I mean, you just need to essentially just reach out and just make your voice heard in as many ways as you possibly can. If you're passionate about D&D like I am. And again, this is just absolutely ridiculous. Again, just comic levels of evil and greed from this company. It's just getting more and more ridiculous. We're literally, again, my expectations were already low, and somehow they exceeded those expectations. I mean, exceeded in a bad way. It probably still works, but yeah, basically, this company is just going just further and further down. And yeah, I think that, you know, nothing surprises me anymore. Again, 2023, I think a lot of crazy things are going to happen this year. Magic, you know, has been having a lot of crazy things happen last year. You know, MG 30th anniversary, overprinting, etc., etc. Now, Open D&D, the OGL 1.1 is happening. I'm not surprised anymore. Just Wizards is just, again, it is killing. It is, you know, killing its cash cows. It is just, you know, short-term profits at this point. It is willing to upset the community in any way possible. It is willing to do absolutely anything for corporate greed, and it's just absolutely absurd. So yeah, make sure voices are heard. Make sure Wizards doesn't get away with this kind of stuff. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on all this. Thank you for listening, and yeah, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.